How much more can I take of this darkness? Mark this moment with light, and ask yourself, who taught us that only the rich and powerful are fit for survival? And who's this suicidal rifle running from the Bible, giving reasonless recitals on the meaninglessness of this life? The meaninglessness of what life? Throughout my own life, I've been blessed with a multitude of things. I grew up in America, comfortable, amazing family, a loving family, awesome friends, loving friends. I never went to church really growing up, but my family, being loving, instilled morality in me and instilled love and virtue. Yet in high school, I think most of my joys were found in personal gains, whether it was popularity or money or women, a multitude of things, knowledge probably especially. But I soon realized that those things, that those pleasures didn't equate with joy. And I found myself asking, am I more than this? Am I more than just an evolving animal that's struggling to survive in a meaningless world? So I started arguing for truth with people that claim to have it, mainly a lot of my Christian friends. I found myself arguing once with a pastor about his beliefs, and that very night, his rebuttal actually led me to believe in Jesus Christ. And I didn't find a bunch of floating fluff, but a logical ontology that has explained the realities of our world better than anything that I've ever found. But I wasn't about to live an obligatory lifestyle. I wanted my own life, governed by my own self-will. And so Jesus was like Superman. He came, he saved, and he flew off. Yet it wasn't long until I think I found myself asking, is that what I trusted in? Myself? That sin? That tomfoolery? What it was mental jewelry that I adorned myself with. And I no longer believe in coincidence, because the Lord knocked over all of my idols, slowly but surely. My money, my health, my friends, my girlfriend, and a bunch of other vices. They slowly fell, and I began to find no greater joy than spending time with Him. I found my identity in Him, I would say. Galatians 2:19 through 21, for through the law I died to the law, so that I might live for God. I have been crucified with Christ and no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave Himself for me. I do not set aside the grace of God, for if righteousness could be gained through the law, Christ died for nothing. So I'm not asking you to make a checklist of what's wrong with your life and trade it in for a lifestyle of conservative, compulsory obedience. Because Jesus called fishermen, He called fishermen to become fishers of men. And as fishers know, you don't catch a fish and expect to bring it in the boat clean already. No, yet while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5:8. I just want you to investigate. Is there more to life? Is there more to you? And I know there is. Test the truth of Christ. Test the truth of Jesus. Find out for yourself. Just ask you to never stop searching, no matter what you believe. Because Christ wants the real self, not the ideal self. And I hope that you're watching this maybe asking where I'm at or how my life is any different than yours. Because I'd love to talk to you about it. I'd love to talk to you about where I've been and how this relationship has absolutely turned my life upside down. So feel free to message me and I'll grab a cup of coffee with you. Or we'll just talk. So thanks for listening.